Well, hello there, class, and welcome to the spring, man, I can't believe it's 2020, the spring 2020 semester of Career Development Theories and Techniques. My name is Jeff Boyan, and I will be your instructor of record for this course that we are about to embark upon together. We have the next 15 weeks of learning together, and I just kind of wanted to do a quick video. This is going to be a standard, as I mentioned in my email that I sent out last night to all of you. Hopefully you all got that, and I mentioned that the class was going to go live tonight at about midnight. Gave a little bit of background as far as who I am and my involvement in this course and how long I've been teaching and so forth. So hope that you got that. Hope you were able to read through it and kind of get a better feel for it, just even a little bit of who I am and what I'm bringing to the class. But yeah, I'm going to post a video at least every week. Okay, so and here's kind of just some big ideas, and I'll tell you a bit more about the class and myself and so forth. But the big idea is I want you to see me. I want you to hear me. And what I don't want is I don't want you to see me and hear me any more than 15 minutes per probably video, at least per video, but probably not even more than 15 minutes per week. Maybe every now and again there's going to be an exception made, but I'll typically come and record a video once a week on Mondays, and then the course itself, if you get into Canvas, you'll see that it is I guess it's a 16-week semester, and there's 8 units, and each unit is 2 weeks in length. Okay, and the reason for that, as you'll be able to see from the syllabus, is I give you a week to think about a response to some questions, and then you engage in conversation with your classmates. And we'll talk more about that. I want you to spend some time. I'm actually going to post 2 videos this week, and then I'll post another follow-up video at the beginning of next week. But I want you to be thinking about where we're headed in this semester. So what I don't want to do is do an information overload. I want to do an information dump and just kind of give you all this content. And I'm not going to lecture, because no one wants to listen to a lecture on the other side of a video like this for, sometimes upwards of 1 to 3 hours like we would if we were in a classroom. So 15 minutes I find is a pretty good time frame. The videos will be somewhere between probably 10, 12, at most 15 minutes. And I'll share with you probably the most relevant, important information in the upcoming unit would be my first video each unit. The second week, I will share some other content with you. I'll speak to some of the conversations that you folks have had as far as your discussions go. There will be eventually, in a couple of weeks, some questions that you will be asking based upon a reading, and I'll respond to some of those questions in a video. But again, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I've really designed the course to be somewhat of not self-taught, self-learning, but more of a facilitation. How am I helping you to kind of navigate through the content? Okay, so here's what I want you to do initially, before we even kind of launch into this, is I want you to, once the class is live, and if you're seeing this video, the class is now live, I want you to spend some time and I want you to look at the syllabus. And I want you to read the syllabus, and here's what I'm going to challenge you to do. I'm going to challenge you to read the syllabus at least 2 times, okay? Maybe not all the minutia and the fine print, but definitely read through the assignments, read through the calendar as far as when things are due, what's going to be read, and so forth. And I want you to pay close attention to, I think I put in there in multiple situations and multiple lines, that I do not accept late assignments, okay? So you have plenty of time to complete things in this course. The way it's been designed is you have, like I said, 2 weeks for every unit. So when we talk about a unit, we're not talking about a week, we're talking about 2 weeks. So 2 weeks make up every unit, okay? And I'll go more into detail with that probably later on this week in my second follow-up video. And again, will be no more than 15 minutes. No late assignments, so plan ahead. And we'll talk about different assessments and interventions and so forth. And one of them is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. And some of you in this class, if you've taken the MBTI, you're going to be a J. Okay, so if you think about, I'm an ENTP, so I'm a P, so perceiving versus that of judging. I think those are terrible words. I'm not sure why they came up with them as far as what they actually are talking about, but that's what they've chosen. Some of you, like me, are Ps, and you wait until the last minute to start on assignments. Some of you are J's, and you wait, well, you don't wait. You start 2 weeks in advance of when it's due. Regardless of what you are from a personality standpoint, the assignment's still due when it's due, okay? And there are multiple different areas for you to see when things are due. There's a section titled Coming Up, which is on the front home page. There's a section you can click on that says View Calendar, which will show you when things are due. You can look at the syllabus. You can look at the due dates that correspond with all the different assignments in Canvas. You can look at actual units, or what they'd be in, some would call them modules, units, and so forth. And they will all discuss when things are due. Okay, this is vital that you pay close attention to what's in the course, because I ran into some issues, and I do every semester, that folks think things are one way, but they're actually not, and I'm not going to take a late assignment, okay? If you think for some reason there may be, as you're nearing the end of the semester, we're 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks out, preferably, the more the better. You think that I've got a health concern, I've got something going on, you may need to request an incomplete. Let's talk about that. Do not wait until the day the semester ends to request an incomplete, because I will not grant it, okay? What I'm doing right now, I'm not trying to scare any of you, I just want you to think ahead. Okay? Communication is vitally important. If an assignment is due, and you have an assignment due here in the next couple of weeks, if an assignment is due on a Sunday, which is when all the assignments are due, our units run Monday through Sunday, okay? If an assignment is due on Sunday and you email me on Sunday, I will not respond to your email. If you email me on Saturday and ask for an extension, I will not give you an extension, okay? If you email me the Saturday before the Sunday and that's due, like the week before, and say, hey, I'm having some issues, well, that gives me some time to help troubleshoot and think through how we can work with you to complete the assignment when it's due, okay? I don't check email regularly on the weekend. Okay, so if you have a question about something that's, like I said, due on a weekend, it's best if you email me during the week. I'm not saying I don't check email on the weekends, but I don't check it regularly. Okay, I have many young kids at home. I'm married. I'm involved in church. A lot going on the weekends, much like I'm sure you do. Okay, so I will always try to, in the evenings, get online and check email and check different things, but especially on the weekends, which is when the assignments are due, I don't regularly check email. Okay, so it's always best to communicate with me early, and I would even argue to communicate with me often. Okay, so if you look on the home page of the class, you will actually see, and I've got it on a different screen over. I'm gonna look over here. There's a note. It's called the title is Important Note from the Instructor. Okay, and this is all about communication. Given the fact that we don't have a regular in-person touch point where you and I sit face to face, it's vital that if you have questions or concerns that you reach out, because I won't know what you need if I don't hear from you. Okay, so I need you to make sure that you're in communication with me on a regular basis so that I know what you need, and then I can provide the maybe it's content, maybe it's further explanation, and I can help you so you feel best equipped to be successful. My whole goal in this class, obviously I want you to learn a lot. I'm going to talk about the learning component, but my whole goal is to be as supportive as I possibly can to help you succeed in this class. You can hear me say this now. There is no reason that you should not succeed in this class. The only reason you wouldn't succeed in this class if you don't do the work. I'm just going to be brass tacks with you right there. This is not a hard class, okay? I mentioned in my email that I sent out last night, my hope is that this course is a bit of a reprieve in the midst of all of the other courses that you're completing in your semester, okay? Now, what I'm not saying is this is a piece of cake, it's an easy A. That's not true. You have to do the work, and there's quite a bit of work, okay? You'll see this when you kind of look into the course. I'm going to encourage you to spend some time looking through the class itself. But if you do the work and you spend the time doing the work, then you will do well in this class. Okay. Other things that I want you to make sure that you are aware of is oftentimes there's a thought that online education is less work. That's not true. Oftentimes there's a thought that online courses are easier. That's not true. They're different. Okay. So where you and I, we could, if we were in a class face-to-face, we would expect, okay, to be in class, because it's a 15-week semester, 16-week semester, we would be in class 3 hours per week, right? There would be a lecture or instruction of some sort, right? Interaction, but we would be in class for 3 hours. It is not outside the question for you to spend 3 hours in class every week in the assignments, okay? That does not include reading. So if you think about a face-to-face class, the time that you spend 3 hours in class, that you're in class, you're not reading your textbooks, right? So you have a number of textbooks, but you're not reading them as that class time. That's why we have the credit hour statement and the time out of class and so forth, okay? So if you've come into this class thinking, oh, it's going to be a piece of cake, it's less work, I don't have to do anything, you are sorely mistaken, okay? And I'm not saying that, again, to scare you. I just want to make sure that you have this kind of reality check that this is going to take work and time that you need to invest if you want to be successful. Okay, so there are a number of books that you'll need to purchase. Hopefully you've seen all of them. There's a book by Tang, that's our main textbook. There's one by Liptak. Okay, that's a really important book. We don't use that until later on in the semester, probably 3 or 4 weeks in, maybe even 5, 6 weeks in. Can't remember, I'm not looking at the syllabus offhand. But you'll need all of the books. The one that's oftentimes a hang-up is Well-Being by Rath and Harder. Do not buy a used version of that book. If you have purchased a used version of that book, then you'll need to get a new version. Okay, you'll need to purchase a new book. That was very clear in the bookstore. It says that it must be new because you can't get a used book because there's a code in the back, much like if you've completed the Strengths Finder, that you have to take an assessment. Okay. So if you don't have a new version of that book, you'll need to get a new version of the book. You'll need a hard copy of that book. Okay, it's a great book. It's a super quick and easy read, but it's essential that you have a new version of the text itself. Okay, and here's what I would say: make sure that you don't read the book before you take the assessment. Okay, take the assessment and then read the book. Okay, and that's how you'll see in the syllabus the assignments correspond with that time frame. Okay, and then the last book, I'm going to show you this one. I have all of them in my office, but this looks like it's this huge book. Okay, it's something like, I don't know, 700 and something pages, 530 something pages. This book here, Leading Lives That Matter, it's an edited text. Okay. And you're not going to read everything in the book, okay? And in the syllabus is very clear as far as what you'll read and so forth. But there's the 4 books. Are they all required? Absolutely. Can you purchase all of them used? No. Most of them, yes. Just not the Rath and Harder book, Well-Being. It must be purchased new, okay? Communications key. This is a fun class. What I oftentimes find is that students think they're taking this course simply to get dual licensure as an LMFT and an LPCC. Great, fine, dandy. What they're also going to realize, what you're also going to realize, I would bet donuts to dollars, is that this course content is very helpful for you personally as you're thinking about what does your future look like from a career standpoint. Okay, you'll notice at the home page in the course itself, there's a video titled The Backwards Brain Bicycle. I want you to watch the video. It's about, I think, 9 minutes and change. And the reason I want you to watch this is because it's all about this idea that Alvin Toffler talks about in one of his most famous quotes. He says, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot learn who will not be those who cannot read or write. The illiterate of the 21st century will be those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. I think it was G.K. Chesterton said that the purpose for education, the reason for education is not learning. He says, he says the reason for education, the purpose of education is for unlearning. So what I want us to do is I want us to think about what are the biases, the things that we bring into the conversation about career. There's probably lots of ideas, things that you think about when it comes to career counseling, career development. And I'm going to, again, bet that you're going to leave this class thinking a bit differently. In fact, I hope that you do. This is a class based upon not just what you've learned, but it's helping you to unlearn. But then here's the key point. It's helping you to relearn. And it's to relearn, how can you apply this to yourself? And then how can you apply it to others, okay? And even if you may have no interest in going into any form of career counseling with your practice, that's okay, because one of the things that I will share with you later on this week is how I believe career touches every aspect, or at least I could say most aspects of the other sort of counseling and therapy work that you'll be engaged in, both now and I'm sure in the future. All right, so again, Jeff Boyan, I'll be your instructor. You got a little bit of a bio that's linked in the course itself, I gave you some details as far as my credentials and education and so forth, my training and certifications in my email last night. It's going to be a great class together. Really looking forward to it. Have any questions, please email me, jboian@apu.edu. If not, have a great first week. We'll see you